Hey, y'all. Jeez, that's my best Texas accent. We're going to need Kristen on that one. But all right, what I'm actually here to talk about is if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it's free. You don't have to pay shit. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, so many more that you always hear us talking about. Random little ones, big ones, where everybody will be able to access your podcast. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything that you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
What's up, guys? This is Alyssa and Kristen from Sticks and Stones, coming to you from our podcast studio, aka The Closet. Every Thursday, we're going to bring you a new episode, so make sure that you subscribe and rate. Right now, we are still on Spotify as of today, Thursday, June 4th, but in a week or so, we should be popping up on Apple Podcasts. So please follow us and send your hate mail to sticksandstonespod@gmail.com, and make sure to follow us on Instagram. So first things first, you probably have no clue who we are because we're nobodies, and that's okay because you're going to get to know us really quick as these weeks go on. But let's, Kristen, just take a shallow dive into who we are. So tell the people about you.
Okay, well, I'm Kristen. I am in my late 20s. I am a single mother and an entrepreneur. And, it's a big part of me. I have a lot of really big dreams, and I'm pretty much a go-getter, and I always have been that way. But doing this podcast, it's either going to help me or hurt me because I feel like I have a lot of opinions, and everyone that knows me knows that. So I'm curious to see where it takes us. And I'm thankful for all of it. I mean, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, for sure. I think so too. I'm excited to see what comes of it as well. About me, this will be real quick. My name is Alyssa. I work a corporate sales job by day. I know Kristen because she was at the same bar as me a few months back, standing next to me. We were both watching a show. And honestly, I think, we did have one mutual guy we knew, but I assumed with all of the 15 seconds I spoke to her that I was going to convince her to be one of my best friends and
take me under her wing and just convince me you're going to be my friend, even if you don't want to.
So now I've forced you to do a podcast. I forced you to be my friend. So I feel like I'm going
You make it sound so terrible. I actually want to be your friend.
Am I abusing you? Just wink my way.
She's put me under a spell.
And then this whole shitty pandemic happened. So we had to be phone friends since Kristen wouldn't leave her house without taking a bleach shower first.
It's true.
And then blah, blah, here we are in my closet. So,
in the closet.
Yeah, I think we bonded so quickly because initially, we're pretty young moms who both have one kid. I have a child as well. And we were sort of forced to grow up quickly. But, I have a 9-year-old now, so it's time to get back to my wild roots.
And I'm just going to start out with some wild roots because my son is 3, so...
Yeah, but Kristen, as she mentioned, is still in her 20s. And
yes, for another year and a half.
Well... Okay, well...
I'm almost done with it.
Then I guess I should say I'm 32. But I'm newly 32, so I'm practically still 31.
It's
so we'll just go
32
31.
is the new 25.
Mm.
Did I say that backwards?
No, that's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it wouldn't be
Overthinking
25
it.
as the new 32. That'd be terrible. 32 is the new 45.
I mean, it's, well, 45's not old.
It's not old, but it is weird when you know, just enter your 30s, and I already have a kid that is, going to be 10 soon.
Yeah.
And I think I was a little bit younger than, well, yeah, I was younger than you when I had my daughter, and kind of missed out on my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
I went to college. I'm from the Midwest. I'm from St. Louis, and I went to Mizzou for a little bit. I partied a little too hard, and
as you should in college.
As you should, yeah. But you should also go to class like once a week.
You are paying for this shit.
Yeah. Well, my mom was. Yeah.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry. Turn this off now. But then I decided that I wanted to join the military, and by the time I was like, shit, I shouldn't have told all my friends that I was going to do this. Now I feel like I have to. It was too late because I didn't want my friends to think that I made it up. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just give up the next 4 years of my life.
I mean, that's a big commitment. You could have easily just been like, I changed my mind.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the military is a huge deal.
I tried to do that, and my mom told me she was going to stop paying my car payment.
Oh my God. So you did all of that 4 years for a car payment?
For my $300 car payment, which actually I'm pretty sure she stopped paying right after boot camp anyway, and by that point, the contract was signed.
And you're like, fuck it, I gotta do this.
Well, now what am I going to do? Go AWOL?
No turning back.
No, go to prison?
They wouldn't let you in, so maybe you should have gone AWOL.
Prison might have been less of a commitment than that. I might have gotten a shorter prison time. But no, it wasn't that bad. So I finished that time out, and one way or another, I ended up in Texas because blah, 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 got knocked up. Story for another day. Mm-hmm. But Kristen, you're from here.
Born and raised in Dallas, baby.
In Dallas,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. We had some pretty different upbringings, right? I mean, I'm from the Midwest. It's like a different world.
Is it?
I guess you would know. Yeah.
I stay here in Texas.
Yeah. No, it's different. It is different. The people are different. Everybody says that the people are so nice down south, and
are they though?
Are
y'all nice here?
I don't know. I just
I'm just kidding. I think there are a lot of nice people.
I think there's also a lot of fake nice people.
That is true, especially here in Dallas.
Yeah. Kind of uppity here.
Yeah, there's a lot of areas that are very, very uppity, yeah.
Yeah, but if you go to, like, some of these, we'll say remote. Nice way to say.
My hood.
Yeah. Remote towns, then, yeah, there's some nice people.
I do like the feel of that, and I feel like that is that's something I want for, can I say names? Rhett on here? Rhett's my son's name. Definitely, if I could have a perfect world, I would love to have him live in a small town with, a bunch of land where I can just trust him to go outside and nothing would happen to him. Yeah,
like the 90s.
Yes, just like how I grew up, except I grew up in the city, of course, but...
Me too, like a city, a suburb. Yeah. No, I don't know if I'd want to live out in the middle of nowhere just because I want to have places that I can go, but...
That's true.
I do like, or I wish that we could still have that, where you tell your kids, just come back home when the street lights come on.
Yes, that was a thing with my family.
Yeah, except we didn't talk like that in the Midwest. I don't know why.
You've been in Texas too long.
Yeah, that's not how it was at all. So, yeah, I do kind of wish that, but here we are, and like we've been telling everybody, we are going to come up with some fun segments. We're going to chat about all things life. Are we going to get political? Probably not. Do you want us to? Absolutely not. So we're not going to go there. But we do want to learn as well. So a couple fun things that I thought would be cool would be if we come up with a segment that Kristen and I, or a topic that we know absolutely nothing about, which is a lot. Remember, we didn't finish college. And then kind of learn about it and talk about it and really show our stupid side. I'm okay with that.
Oh, yeah. I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that 1 year of college really I'm going to class.
Made you a lot smarter, huh?
Made you a lot smarter.
So I actually did go to college. It was just community college. I didn't really, so right in high school, I did tour a couple of universities and I just didn't really think it was for me. So I did go to community college, but I had a full-time job all through high school and all through community college. And I could never find anything that really resonated with me and that I actually enjoyed learning. And, so there's that. But I actually never graduated either. So I've just always been a workaholic and I love what I do now, and I feel like it is an accomplishment, so.
Do you want to tell them what you do now? She's a stripper. Just kidding. Kristen is in real estate. Did you always know that you wanted to do real estate?
I've always been in the real estate world, so I worked in a mortgage company before my son was born for like 5 years, and then I stayed at home with him, and I wanted a job where I could be self-employed and keep him with me because he wasn't in daycare yet. He didn't start daycare until he was walking. So that was something really important to me. And so I got my license when he was 10 months old. And then I, shortly after that, was a single mother, which is really empowering for me, actually. I feel like single moms get a lot of, it's a bad thing. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but obviously
not bad. It's definitely one of the hardest. Well, right, yeah.
Not that Brett doesn't have a dad. He has a great dad.
Yeah. But when you're just doing the whole 50-50 or whatever, it's hard. Not to say it's not hard when the dad is living at home. I guess there's a million different situations that people could be in, but
yeah, exactly.
Especially just being young and kind of you and I seem to network our way.
Yes.
Somehow getting lucky.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like I just got really lucky with people that I met, and you worked for the right guy, the broker, woman, man, that.
Well, I started with a different broker that I'm with now, but I did learn a lot at my first one. And I did make a lot of connections and still talk to some of those people. If I have a real estate question, they'll still pick up the phone for me, and I really appreciate those people.
Me too. Yeah, I have those too with sales. I fake it till I make it, but there's still a lot of those finance questions that I need answered, and so I have my go-tos that essentially just kind of give me the formula, and then I get off the phone and pretend like I knew the whole time.
Right.
But, that's sales, right? So,
yeah. I feel like most of the time real estate's pretty standard. There's always something more for you to learn, but, and every single day there's something new you can learn, but a transaction is pretty simple for the most part. The same things happen in the same order in the same time for the most part.
Yeah.
So, I love it.
Well, I'm just glad to know you, and I wish I would have known you when I bought the house, because if I ever have a question, you're going to be my go-to now, but the fact that I was able to buy a house is, beyond me how I figured it out, but it wasn't as hard as I thought.
Don't give yourself enough credit.
Okay, they should teach this stuff in school, though, and they don't.
They
don't teach you anything about buying a house or starting a business, and that's what people need to be learning. Yeah. My daughter comes home from school. She doesn't come home now. She is home. And I see some of the stuff that she's learning, and it's like, oh, do you really have to know about the humpback whale's, birthing activity? She doesn't learn that, but
I don't know how they come up with the curriculum. Yeah. Even at Rhett's daycare, when he was in daycare, there's just some stuff. And I feel like right now he's 3, so he has to set that foundation right now.
Yeah.
And, I've realized that I'm a terrible teacher.
Oh.
Trying to teach him and work and have a social life, it's not working in a pandemic.
No. My mom just gets on Skype and does the math when it's math time with her.
Oh, that's so nice.
I can't. Well, she wouldn't learn anything. If I did, I'd probably be in tears.
That's me with the ABCs, man. I know my ABCs.
Okay, well. It's frustrating, though. It's really hard to sit there and have the patience to do that. It is so
frustrating.
Yes.
I have 0 patience left.
Yeah.
Which brings me into kind of circling back to where we started in this conversation. I feel like we wanted this podcast to be a positive note for not just us, but for all the listeners out there, and kind of like a creative outlet for all of y'all too. I know there's a lot of crazy shit going on out there, and me personally, I don't really like to focus on that. I mean, yes, I feel like it's good to be aware, but there's also things that you can do, and don't forget to be happy, and you have to kind of force yourself to be happy these days. So I think you and I can bring up some good topics and some things to talk about, so whenever this podcast is over every Thursday, everyone leaves in a good mood.
Yeah.
Or kind of inspired, maybe that's the word I'm looking for.
And that doesn't mean ignore. That doesn't mean not do your part, but it does mean to still find a little bit of an escape from all this crazy shit going on. And I certainly don't want to be ignorant to what is going on, because it's serious.
Yeah.
And we're thinking of some things that we can do to help out in, the time that we're not on the air.
Mood up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. But I want to be that escape. I know what podcasts do for me, especially the other day when we were talking on that intro, and I told everybody that I listened to like 5 hours
a day.
Yeah. And then I got off and I'm like, am I a loser? I do actually work during the day as well. I just find the time. But I use them for an escape. I don't go and listen to and watch the news and listen to the news on my podcast. And I'm aware that some of those podcasts are very informative and great. However, that's not my personal cup of tea. And I also don't want to pretend like I'm qualified enough to not piss people off.
Right. Well, we are going to have a little bit of everything, I feel like. We'll see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
But, everybody's different, and I feel like we realize that, so I kind of do want to step in different...
Yeah.
Whatever I'm trying to say.
Yeah. And what we want to portray too is this is not, we don't want to gear anything towards females, but I think that we want to be, body positive and empower women, and really talk about our experiences like we just were being moms at a young age and working our way up in these corporate jobs that we have.
Even dads, really, I think we can kind of relate to them too. Obviously, we're not dads, but...
Is there something that you want to tell me?
There's gotta be something similar in being a parent. We relate on a certain level, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm going to try to see it from all views.
I'm not. I guess I will too.
I'm going to try to be open here.
I'm closed. All closed. But, yeah, so... That's what we're going to try to bring to everybody, and so we just wanted to kind of put that out there and give that little warning, if you will. Okay, let's switch the vibe up a little bit. And Kristen, why don't you tell everybody
I don't like the way that sounds.
What's been going on in your life recently? I think you know what I'm getting at. So, Kristen, I'm married, so I'm kind of boring, but Kristen, I can live vicariously through her.
There's something new every single day.
Through her dating in this Tinder life. So, why don't you tell them what's been going on recently with you?
Okay, first of all, online dating is not my thing. It's not my thing at all, but I feel like, especially right now, I feel like we keep saying, especially right now, times are just weird. But initially I did it just for entertainment purposes. And then there have been a couple really good guys that I've met, and I'm seeing one right now that I guess I wouldn't say I'm seeing it. I went on a date with him the other day, and he was
the micro penis one?
No, Mike. Well, not that I know of. I guess I wouldn't know.
We'll get to that.
I hope he's not listening.
You know who you are.
No, I got off Tinder real quick because that's not what I'm going after. I feel like Tinder has its purpose. No, that's not my thing. So then I downloaded Bumble, which I thought was kind of interesting, and I kind of like it because I had to make the move. The girl makes the move on Bumble, and that's not normal. I mean, not that it's not normal, but I like that it kind of puts the pressure on me. And it makes me kind of think of, what should I say? You can't just say hi. You have to catch their attention, and I'm not used to having to do that. So
just your boobs. You just send pictures of your boobs.
Oh, right, because I have really big boobs. That's not going to work for me.
Well, guys send dick pics, so I just thought, the equivalent.
Oh, I've had plenty of those in the last couple months.
I'm so glad I don't have to deal with that.
Oh my God, we can save that conversation for another day. But I guess I'll tell y'all about my worst date experience ever. Mom and Dad, you probably wouldn't like this story.
Turn it off now.
I was probably like 19. I met this guy through mutual friends. He was older, probably like 23, 24. We went to a bar. I wasn't old enough to drink, but they didn't even card me. Everything was fine. He was talking about himself a lot, blah, blah, blah. I was not interested, but I was there underage drinking in a bar, which I thought was so fucking cool. And then all of a sudden this girl shows up behind me, and I had left my purse in the car because that was going to be my excuse why I didn't have my ID. Like, oh, I totally don't have my wallet, blah, blah, blah. And it turns out it was his girlfriend that showed up. And he picked me up from my house in her car. So my purse was in her car. So she came into the bar, saw he was with another girl, me, and then took the keys, took the car, and he came back inside and he was like, I'm really sorry about that. And I'm like, okay, well, you've got to go get my purse back because I'm out of here. So he had to call her. She brought the purse back.
With everything in it?
Yes. She brought it in herself. And then she called me, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but she called me the C word. And then she was like...
you can say whatever you want.
Okay, well, y'all all know what I mean. And then...
she called you caring.
I am so caring, and she knew that because I was the girl at the bar with her boyfriend.
Oh my God.
And then...
She throw the purse at you?
No, she just brought it to me, and the bartender noticed, like, she made a scene about it, and I was just kind of standing there taking it. I'm like, I have no idea what's going on, dude. Like...
Yeah.
This is a first for me.
Yeah.
And so she leaves. He goes outside to talk to her. The bartender gives me a shot. She's like, I don't know what's going on, girlfriend, but you look like you got some issues. So then I called my friend, one of my guy friends. He lived right down the street. And so I was like, hey, I'm at this bar. Can you please come pick me up, but make it like really nonchalant? If I remember correctly, he came in and walked right up to the guy and was just like, you ready to go?
Oh, and that guy just, the car was gone. So, I mean,
I don't know what happened to him.
You never spoke to him again?
No.
Good. Ew.
That was weird. It was weird. I mean, I'm sure I've had other weird dates too, but that was definitely one that I remember.
Just the messages that you've been getting recently they trump, like it blows
Let me think of another
my mind. These little fuck boys who send just these ridiculous messages thinking that they're actually going to get a response back.
But I'm the type of person that will just go along with it just to see what they say.
What?
It's so funny.
You're provoking them.
I might be, but you know what? They brought it on themselves.
So when the guy said, just tell him about the micropenis guy.
Okay, so this guy he was actually on Bumble, and he looked like, what's the guy on Sons of Anarchy? He's so fucking hot.
Hemsworth. No.
What's his name?
I can't. I don't know the hot one. Everybody knows what you're talking about.
Everyone knows what I'm talking about. He is so sexy.
Yeah.
So he looked just like him, and his pictures did not make sense after I started looking at them. But I was just like,
people are like screaming what his name is right now. Yeah,
I know. You fucking idiot.
Yeah.
I'm bad with names. Y'all will find that out. But he said he had broken up with his girlfriend recently, and I was like, oh, well, why'd y'all break up? You know, conversation was it was natural. And then he was like, well, can I be honest with you? Things weren't okay sexually between us. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, whatever. Like, none of my business. And then he just kept talking and talking about it. And he was like, well, what's the biggest guy you've been with? What's the smallest guy you've been with? And I'm like, I don't want to tell you that. And it's not like I go around measuring. I don't know. And then he was like, well, somehow said that he was tiny, really tiny, and that was the problem.
Who says that and then expects the girl to be like, great, yeah, when can we meet?
I was trying to be sentimental about it and just being like...
Sentimental?
Well, it's not like he sent me a picture. Okay, he didn't send me any pictures. He could have just been joking for all I know. And again, I go along with it. And I'm just like, if that really is a problem... At first I felt bad for him because he made it sound like it bothered him. But then,
here it comes.
He wanted girls that he was with to make fun of him.
And
it turned him on.
Weird. You know what that reminds me of is if anybody's been watching that Euphoria, that new show, it's really good and it's on HBO. I think it's on HBO. And there was this like really creepy guy online, and he wanted that too. It's like it's like a fetish thing.
It's a fetish thing. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
And ew.
I don't know if I could get on board with that.
No, No. So then what? Did you keep talking to him?
Well, no,
Comfort
after
him?
that I was just like, okay, I think we're looking for different things, so I'm just gonna call it. And he was like, well, I appreciate your honesty, and you know what, you're a really awesome girl. I'm like, thanks.
Oh, that's really nice.
And then I completely deleted the app right after that.
Oh, okay. But then you re-downloaded it like a day later.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
I haven't. That was on Tinder.
Oh,
No,
Go
you're
figure.
right. That was on Bumble. I deleted Tinder. Actually, all of them recently, like 4 days ago. I deleted all of them because it wasn't. There's
You
two guys
you
that I've
know
met.
you're gonna reinstall them, so like I don't even know what the point is in you deleting them. You've deleted them a couple times, like in the past week. Then you get bored, and then you re-download.
I mean, yeah. Isn't that how it works?
Do you just think to yourself, you know what? Today's a new day, and there's going to be a whole new
I'm
batch
to
of
find
guys
the
out
love
there.
of my life on Bumble today. I just have a
Today.
gut feeling.
Yeah, I just think you should get on Sugar Daddy and just, call it a day.
Okay, it has crossed my mind, but at the same time, I don't need a sugar daddy because I am my own sugar daddy.
Oh, well, you're a sugar mama.
I'm someone's sugar mama. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I
actually,
could be. Not that I am.
No,
I am not.
You're a child's sugar mama, I guess. That's creepy.
No, do not start sending the applications.
Or maybe
It's
do.
not like I'm rich or anything.
Start sending gifts, actually, and then she'll think about it.
Email us and we'll send you a P.O. box.
Send two. She's gonna run them by me, and I'm gonna also need a gift if you want me on your side. So, okay, well, I mean, good
Like a
story.
hush-hush.
Good. When this pandemic is over, maybe it'll just, I feel like there's going to be a ton of people that start to get back out there and get to the bars, so you can meet somebody in real life, or just not do so much of the online thing for so long, because these guys, I mean, you've had to talk to them forever. Online.
Organically would be my first choice for sure, but you know, I don't get everything I want, so.
Okay, my husband is going to be so proud of me. The only thing that I have to contribute to that micro penis story is, okay, so sometimes my husband and I will just be hanging out. I'm just really going to ruin my reputation now. Or I'm just going to become a famous rapper. I don't know. One of the two will come out of it. Yeah. But sometimes we'll just be like hanging out and standing in the kitchen, usually not sober. And I'll come up with these disgusting rap songs, and they're not actually rap songs. They're only 1 to 2 lines maximum. And I just so happen to have one that goes, okay. And while you're listening to this, just remember that the dance that goes along with it is like a shoulder shrug, up and down, wiping the windows, okay?
Shoulder shrug, wiping windows.
Here we go. All about that micro. All about the micro. And that's micro. And that's essentially it. That's that song. And you know what? There's plenty more in the arsenal. So maybe as we go along, I'll introduce you guys to more of my...
They're only going to listen to this podcast for your little sonnets or whatever those are called.
You guys just going to fast forward to my
where's
song.
the damn song?
All about that micro. Actually, that's the voice. That's the voice. It's that micro. It's that.
Like a robot.
Like as annoying as you could possibly get. But wash the window. All right. Anyways, moving on. Now, what I think that we should do for a few minutes is Kristen and I are gonna pick a topic that we know absolutely nothing about online, and we are gonna first tell you what we know about it, which will take about 2 seconds because it's nothing, and then we're gonna read about it and interpret it in our own way. And listen, if you know about these topics, which I'm sure you do, don't get mad at us for being idiots, okay?
This is our own point of view.
This is our own stupid point of view, and we
from our fucked up, what is it?
Dysfunctional, fucked up opinion or not even opinion, interpretation.
Yes.
Of what it is. Okay, so the topic that we are going to go with today is... we are drawing it out of a hat. So we've already come up with quite a few, and we stuck them in a literal hat. And so here we go. Kristen's going to pick one and pull one out. Okay. What is it?
Coal mining.
Coal mining. I think this is one that you came up with, and I'm gonna ultra embarrass myself right now. Okay, before we even learn about it, what you go first. What do you know about coal mining?
The first thing that comes to mind is Arkansas.
Do they do that there?
I guess. Well, maybe it's not coal mining, but I went on a girls' trip a couple years ago, and we were gonna go mining for crystals. I guess it's not coal mining, but that's the first thing that comes to my mind.
You cannot get the black lung from mining crystals.
I know. Well, I think they were the purpose. They were mining something else, but then found crystals down there. It's in hot springs, so everyone can.
Do you think that our huge mining community of listeners is getting so mad right now?
Did you even go to school?
Ever mined much?
Oh, I just had a second thought too. The little railroad track things.
Oh,
isn't that something?
Yeah. She's doing that up and down.
Yes! Like I'm pushing the thing on the
roller coaster thing.
Yes.
On the track, that thing. Yeah. And when you do all those like video game ones, they always have like the like when you sit in those games like at an arcade. Arden always chooses the coal mining one where you sit in that thing and whatever that's called, the squeaky thing. That always looks like it's going to come off the track.
Cart.
The cart. Yeah, the black cart.
Is that what it's called?
The iron cart.
Yeah, that works.
So I know about the black lung, that, and then also, do you remember that movie Billy Elliot with the little boy who wanted to be a ballet dancer, and they lived in like Scotland or Ireland, and his dad and his brother were assholes, horrible, and of course did not want him to become a ballerina, but they were miners. They were coal miners.
Oh, that's like polar opposites.
Well, that's where
that's the purpose of the movie, I'm sure.
I think it's based on a true story.
Oh, I've never seen the movie.
Okay, so it's pretty good. If you can understand it, their accents are really thick. But anyway, so yeah, they all get the black lung, and also I think a lot of times this is really sad, but they get trapped down there and stuff. It's really dangerous.
That does remind me a couple years ago.
Yes.
Something happened like that.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so why don't you tell the people what you know about, you go first, about what coal is used for.
Fireplaces.
No, that's wood.
You can use coal, to cook stuff. I guess it wouldn't be used in a fireplace, but coal? Like a fire pit.
I think that's a different kind of coal. I don't know. Okay, well, I'm going to read about it. Mining is the extraction of valuable minerals or other geological materials from the earth, usually from an ore body.
Orb?
No, O-R-E.
Ore body.
Metals, gemstones, blah, blah, blah.
So I was kind of right.
Well, okay, yeah, you were, but we're specifically talking about coal. Yeah, duh. Mining is a wider sense, includes extraction of any non-renewable resource. Yeah, that's why it's so controversial, right? Such as petroleum, natural gas, or even water. Okay, I mean...
Good to know.
Good to know. We hope you all learned something there. I'm actually going to stop there because I'm about to sound like a real idiot if I keep going, but I'm really glad that we went through that and hope that we didn't insult anybody who may have the black lung out there.
All right, so I think it's about time that we wrap this up. So here are a couple reminders. Don't forget to subscribe and rate us on any platform that you listen to podcast on, and follow us on Instagram, Sticks and Stones, that's S-T-I-X, and Stones Pod, for updates on all of our new episodes, and to check back every Thursday for some new content.
We'll see you guys next week.
See ya.